It's the same screen, but there's no text. Oh, occupational hazards. That is the wrong way to use it, by the way. Occupational hazards. What does it mean, actually? Occupational hazard meaning. Occupational hazards are risks associated with working in specific occupations. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, describes 5 categories of occupational hazards: physical safety hazards, chemical hazards, biological hazards, physical hazards, and ergonomic risk factors? Okay, this is the first time I've read this. I knew about the term. I didn't know this is the specific, like, there's a legal definition for it. That is interesting. It's actually OSHA. Huh. Well, this is gonna be interesting. I know, now I have categories for whatever the fudge happened to me. Whatever the fudge actually happened to me, let's get down to it. I've talked about the shrimp story before. I've never gone very in-depth of that quote-unquote work vacation. Let's get down to that. To better understand this, y'all gotta know. I work as thank you for the sits. Is the music? Feel free to hit me up if the music's too much. Now, I work as a documenter. I write reports. I take pictures. I get as much information as I can from different parts of from different people from my work. I follow up on a lot of things that are needed for my reports, for my documents, and I send those reports for other people to sign. My work involves a lot of following up, a lot of communicating with my colleagues, a lot of waiting. When I'm doing my desk job, when they decide that I'm the one who goes on the field, that's a lot of running around, a lot of being on my phone to make sure that people are replying, to make sure I'm replying. So it's a lot of it's a lot of sitting for prolonged hours, unless those odd days come around when I have to go on the field. When I say field, it could mean either of two things. The activity is in an enclosed space, an enclosed area, which means we're in some hall of some building or some ballroom or whatever, and it's usually just a lot of people sitting around talking, and I have to take pictures of the people talking. I have to take note of of what the people are saying. I have to check out if there are any outputs, if there's any schedules that are finalized or decided upon during those events. When it comes to outdoor activities, it's usually under the heat of the sun or under the cold of rain, or both. When kapag kinakasan ng kapre, but that's a Filipino joke for you. But most of the time, outdoor activities would try to shade you. Like, they'd put up like temporary tents to make sure that it's not too hot. They'd bring out like huge industrial fans to blast at the audience or the speakers. But there's a lot of buts in this just chatting, isn't it? So there we go. Let's switch it up for so every so often. So when I'm on the field, it's usually running around in those outdoor activities. But it's the same thing. Like, I would be running around, taking pictures of people talking, taking pictures of doing their work, taking notes of whatever it is they're talking about, taking notes of the people talking, of any decisions they made, of any schedules that I'd have to jot down. And whether it's an indoor activity or an outdoor activity, I'll make a report on it, And then Nick, yo, hope you have a lovely stream today. Thank you. I'll try. There you go. Oh, wait, who did that? That's a different kind of shout out. I don't see who does that. Thank you? I'm pretty sure it's Nick. It's most likely Nick. Nick, what's the command for that? Me and the streamer's wife have this whole surprise for him. When he's streaming and facecam on, he does that sometime. I pretend to show mind-blown emote through Discord I did for someone. And right after, his wife will show him the PNG tuber, so I hope... Ooh! That's hype. Good luck. That sounds so cool. Like, to plan a surprise like that for someone is so wholesome. Oh, let me try that. Let me try that command. I have to wait 1 minute and 12 seconds before giving another shout out? I'm the streamer! I should be able to supersede that! What do you mean? I have a nerf in my own channel? It's bad enough that I'm not following myself when I'm my biggest fan? You're telling me I can't even do successive shout outs? How dare! For every special clickable clicky Twitch shoutout. How dare! I sent you the mind blown emote. You can show. Ooh, wait. You have it under a spoiler emote. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, if you don't mind me showing chat. How do I? Where? Huh? Oh my goodness, wait, how big is this? Huh? Huh? Wait. Huh? What? Huh? Wait, why? What? How big is this file? No, wait, I think... What? What's going on with my things? So you know how you open up an image in OBS? Usually it'd have like a box somewhere on screen. This thing doesn't have a box. And when I go to studio mode, it's just a line on the side. It's just a red line. It doesn't even have like those smaller boxes on the box to like click on and adjust the size for. Well, what's going on? How do I fix this? Can I fix it? Is it fixable? What is this? Why? Okay, let me just delete that. Copy that. Bring you back here. Oh, okay, there, fix it. Deleting and no, it wasn't too big. I just had the thing like outside of frame for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe the size thing. I don't know. Anyway, chat. Look. Look at this. Oh god, wait. Look at this. Chat, look. Chat, are you looking? Chat, are you looking? Chat, are you looking? Chat, are you looking? Are you looking? You're looking, right? This is me. This is I am so sorry to face reveal in this manner, but I feel like y'all had to understand that this was a very tough decision to make. It is so cute. I want to squeeze it and watch it turn into like a puff of foam. Thank you for showing, Tiff, and I can't wait for the actual person who owns it to see. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I feel like everyone's got a good idea on what my work entails. That's a bit of background to the shrimp story. Is there a way for me to highlight there's a way for me to highlight my stream, right? For me to whatchamacallit? Thank you for the lurk sticker. Good luck on noms. Oh, wait, there's a way for me to like highlight things, isn't there? Edit stream info, clip that, raid channel, manage goals, stream together, 60-second ad, sub only chat, manage predictions, manage poll. No. I feel like I remember seeing something like that. You can mark parts of your stream to like highlight parts of your stream. No, not highlight parts of your stream. To like mark down parts of your stream. Shy, welcome in! I'm very sleepy, but for you, I'm wide awake. Duh, go to bed! Thank you for popping in, though. Well, welcome in. Hope you get a good rest later, then. I was talking about the shrimp incident. But I wanted to, like, mark this part on my stream, but I can't find it. Basically, the streamer always says he wants to commission me for an emote down the road, so why that emote is a thing? It's a free emote with PNG Tuber. That is so nice! And it looks so good! Can't wait for them to see it. I ain't going to bed. I ain't missing one. I highlight every single stream I ever do. Watch me after. It would be really interesting if I suddenly just say chatters' names at random, so just to see if they watch my VODs and ask them, yo, did you watch my other VOD? I said your name in that stream. Well, do you know what timestamp it is? That sounds like such a torture. That sounds like such a bother. No? Dang. And this is why I always show Risley when you're in chat. Anyway, for one work trip, I was assigned to document for an indoor event. The indoor event had a lot of people talking, had a lot of people passing around the mic to talk. They all had their piece, and I had to record every single one. So it was an exhausting few days, not gonna lie. Had to keep everything neat and tidy and understandable for that. So it was mentally exhausting, and I think that properly falls under absolutely none of the OSHA 5 categories of occupational hazards: physical safety, chemical, biological, physical, and ergonomic. I don't think those count. Dang it. Well, we'll get there soon enough. Check my chat. I'll get you free 1K points. I didn't get my free metal pipe from you. Oh my goodness. You can do that offline? Really? I don't think I have the brain power for that right now. Alright. Now, this indoor event was specifically held in one of the islands of Mindanao. You guys can throw any guesses you want, but it's one of the islands. So it's in the less busy sector of the nation, meaning there's not much in terms of infrastructure. Like, one island would have like 2 hospitals at best. And if you go to like a separated hospital, if you go like to a separated island, that means if anything happens to you on that island, you'd need to take a boat, a speedboat most likely, to the other main island just to get to a hospital. It's that kind of archipelago mathematics. This is a secret bargain I get from Nikki. I'm so glad you guys are discussing it in the secretest of locations, my public chat. Now, when you go to the islands of Mindanao, the most popular places you'd go are resorts. Resorts are really popular in the sense that the Philippines is popular for them, you know. It's an archipelago nation. Chances are there's going to be a lot of beaches. But I have heard of people who are so closed in the concrete jungles that they've never, like, they haven't been to a beach in years. Quid. And that just boggles my mind sometimes because I take for granted that I am so close to both sea and mountains. Like, they are very accessible for me. This is such a popular place to get good bargains and items, mostly your shards and points. Good to know, good to know. Some people call my chat UK, or as I like to pronounce it, ukay ukay. But no? No reaction? Is ukay ukay more of a Mindanao thing? Is that not what you call it in the other island groups? Really? This is how I learn about that? Dang it. What is ukay ukay in English? Okay, okay. Meaning. Ang ukay-ukay o wagwagan ay tindahan sa Pilipinas ng mga segunda manong damit at mga kagamitan gaya ng mga sapatos, bag at kung ano-ano pang aksesorya. Now, how do I say that in English? Google Translate. Hey! That was pretty okay. Wait. Okay, now I gotta give you that. You okay? Oh my gosh. Wait, you two, you're not from Mindanao, right? Like, is ukay ukay like also something you say, or do you use wagwagan? Wagwagan I feel like I've heard before, but we don't use it where I am. Wagwagan is a store in the Philippines for secondhand clothes and accessories such as shoes, bags, and other accessories. Ah. You say thrift shop. Ukay ukay here in Manila. Oh, I've heard of, if we're talking Manila, I've heard of Baclaran. But I think that's just the actual name of the place rather than, you know, a term for a thing that happened, for a location. Thrift shop, yeah, for sure. When you say thrift shop, you think of like an enclosed indoor area. When we're talking like when we're talking ukay ukay or god dang it, I already forgot the term. Or wagwagan, it's outdoors. It's basically a fish market, but for clothes and accessories. I've not heard of that. My house is too Americanized to recognize that second word. Good to know. Good to know. We went to BGC once. I forgot what BGC means. Baguio something something something. And my colleagues were taking pictures. And they said, "Yo, the view is great over there." And they were talking about this building called the American Express, which apparently you get a good view of when you're in the center of BGC, where the 3D LED screens are. And I asked, like, what does American Express mean? What does it do? Why are all its lights on? And I was like, you know, American Express. They're probably expressing Americans. Anyway, I saw the lights on, realized they're probably working at American time zones, and I thought, aw, that's also how Nick works. God, it's so late and everyone's up. What the fudge? When I think of thrift shop, I think of a place with clothes, old bags, and shoes. That's what an ukay-ukay is. Or a wagwagan, apparently. Like that. I'm saying it's specifically called that, but it's outdoors. The image in my brain is outdoors. It's a thrift shop, but it's an amalgamation of stalls like you'd see in a fish market. But instead of selling fish, they sell clothes. And other accessories. Anyway, how did I get to this topic? How did I get to ukay-ukay? Freaking puns, man! It wasn't even anything to do with my story specifically. I went on a tangent because of a pun. All right. With this, okay. This is okay. That's the last one I'm giving away for this pun. That is the last one I'm giving away for this pun. We're going back to the shrimp story. See a good place to bargain. Literally a wagwagan. Or what do you call that? An auction house? Nah, it's a thrift shop. It's a thrift shop. that is canonically what we're calling the grub shop. It's a thrift shop. That's what we're calling. That's what we're calling the bank. That's what we're calling the grub bank. A thrift shop. Or a thrift bank? A thrift. We're calling it wagwagan. Make it like a flea market. A flea market! That's it! That is exactly what I'm thinking about. A flea market is a wagwagan. Oh my goodness, you just blew my mind. I just realized this. It's because when I think of flea market, I'm thinking more knickknacks and whatchamacallits and thingamabobs and all those things Ariel collects in her ocean kingdom. When you think of wagwagan, when you think of ukay-ukay, it's mostly clothes, like 80% clothes. The heck is a flea market? I think of fleas and dogs. Maybe. Oh yeah, why is it called a flea market? Do you think it's because the things are... Chat. My mind is blown. Like, I can't believe it. I just realized that an ukay-ukay, or a wagwagan in Filipino, is called a flea market in America. Like, oh my goodness. It works so well. What the fudge is that? Huh? How do I... What in the Farina-esque lave? Fun fact, if you guys type in _lavag, L-A-V-A-G, you get the transliterated lyrics for Farina's song. French marche aux puces, an outdoor bazaar in Paris, France, named after those pesky little parasites of the order. What the fudge? We called Siphonoptera, or wingless bloodsucker, that infested the upholstery of old Finnish furniture brought out for sale. TLDR, old-ass French furniture shop made it flea market because of all the fleas in the old furniture. And that's the word America chose to adopt? Oh, sure, they'd call it a street, a sidewalk instead of a pavement, but gosh dang. Flea market? Perfect. Wasn't there like a huge flea infestation in France like the other year, or maybe a recent year? It was definitely after pandemic. There was like this huge bed bugs infestation across France. It was not good. I specifically know this because Emirichu did a video on her trip around in France, I think, before she went to Japan, I think. And it was just interesting. You're using a straw, right? No, this is directly from the cup. What do you mean? I slurp it exaggeratedly for the bit. Also, I'm very close to the mic. I can sip quietly, look. I ran out of coffee. So, I also don't have any water. We're gonna go on break in an hour or so. We'll see. It's all I've been streaming for 40 minutes and I haven't even gotten to like 10% of my freaking shrimp story. This is amazing. Yeah, there goes everything. Oh gosh. Well, where are my alerts? Where are my alerts? Oh my goodness, my alerts is buried under a stack of fake mon of bangurus. There you go. Get a drink. Come on, let's take a break right now. In a bit. I've only been streaming for 40 minutes. I've been drinking till kingdom come. My goodness, I'll drown. Oh, thank you for... Okay, the care package I appreciate, but... I said no such thing. I don't know what you mean. I don't think I should be stretching like this after I literally finished a cup of coffee. Then again, maybe stretching doesn't work on drinking as much as it does on eating. Yeah. Okay. Nick, do you not have any shards? Why do you not have your banguru on you, huh? How dare you? How dare you redeem a banguru and not have it on your grub? Like, look at Sticker. Sticker has been very loyal to that fish for God knows how long. Surely you have enough shards. You don't buy anything. Here he goes. Yay! This is one way to peer pressure people into styling their grubs. You're not even using like Ito's sword. Like, look at Tiffet. Tiffet's using like Ito's sword, and they're not even the one who redeemed it. Like there it is. Look at it. It's so menacing. It looks like if Mew had the personality of Mewtwo. Does that make sense? wait. Let's see it up close. Look at it! So good! And now it's tiny. You ran out of points from the Geovision? How dare you not take advantage of the chaos yesterday and not keep like 300,000 shards? How dare you? Thank you for keeping your points legitimate. Can't wait for outfit and rainbow crystal fly. Oh my goodness, the crystal fly. Oh my goodness, the crystal fly. I am so happy with how the crystal fly is looking. Like the bangurus are much faster to make than the outfits, because the outfits I'm making from 10% scratch. The banguru I'm making from like 50% scratch. So there's like a huge discrepancies. The cellmates are by far the easiest because traditionally, usually I'm making it like from 80% scratch. Wait, should I be making that? Look at her! Look at it! An Onikabuto and a red stone horn crusher. Wait, no. A red horn stone crusher. Dang, that's 6,000 shards. Oh my god. Now I want to shout out people more. Yeah! That's what it's for. I think exclamation point SO works fine. Like it's the /SO that's nerfed. Because I think exclamation point SO is a Nightbot thing. So SO, they're whatchamacallit. You're not time locked because you're a mod. Now, where was I? I get so distracted so easily. It's amazing. we had a few days of such indoor activities, and it was mentally exhausting. By the last day, no, let's go second to the last day. Second to the last day, we had to do an outdoor activity. So that was physically exhausting. Not to mention we were at the islands, and we had to go island hopping to get to the next venue, to get to the next site for the outdoor activity. Now, imagine with me an indoor activity, and then for how many days? Mentally exhausting. On the second to the last day, we had to do an outdoor activity a few islands over, and we had to ride on this speedboat. On speedboats, and it took like an hour or two max. Technically, you could just sleep through it, but it was my first time doing this, and I had this very intrusive thought that something would go wrong, and if I'm asleep and wake up like drowning, I wouldn't be able. I don't want that. I didn't want that. I wanted to be prepared. If anything, I wanted a life jacket, but they didn't provide that. We because the boat was apparently safe, and so yeah. The speedboat was walled. You know those speedboat walls that has like a hole in them. So yeah, I don't know how to describe it properly. Okay, how does it work? Let's see. Can I? Oh, no, don't do that. No, bad. Okay, noted. Let's see. How do I? Let's go you, and then I do this, then raise it up a bit, and speedboat. Whee! It looked like it's not like this. It's not like that one. It had walls on it. Maybe something like this? Like, these all look very expensive. I'm pretty sure the one we rode wasn't, like, that on the up and up. I think this is the closest one. We rode something like this across to get to the venue we were going to, and the first time I rode it, we were going to the while oh gosh, that is a lot of W's. While we were going to, someone make a freaking tongue twister out of that. While we were going to the venue, we rode on this, and because it was my first time, sure, a lot of my office mates were really hyped up. They wanted to take pictures, all that, standing on like this part. You guys see this? Standing like on this edge to take a picture. Spoiler, the only picture you're gonna get is a background of the sun and the sea and the sky. And now that I say that, that's actually really pretty, but after like an hour or two on that, like the water can only be so interesting, like at some point you're gonna get bored of the water. Like, how long are you gonna keep videotaping outside the window for crashing waves? Like, how long is this TikTok video of yours? Okay, like, please. Your phone's gonna fall in the water. Like, I couldn't bored of the water. Me to Nervalette. Like, at some point, right? Like, yeah, I know a lot of them had like those ring things at the back of their phones, but oh my goodness, that's the real horror story. Imagine the ring like malfunctioning and your phones just sploosh into the sea, into the bottom of the sea, becoming one of Mutya's who was that Filipino mermaid becoming one of who was a Filipino mermaid series. Jezebel. It's gonna be one of Jezebel's or Marina's or oh gosh, there's a lot of mermaid shows. What? Sirena, Marina, Jezebel. Where's my mermaid? Where's Mutya? Where's Mutya? Why isn't Mutya here? Kambal Sirena? Perlina? Where the fudge is my mermaid? Where's freaking Mutya? This is the mermaid I grew up with. Oh gosh, she grew up great. Wait, is this? No, this is a different person. There she is. This is her now. Good for her. But yeah, I like Mutya. It had one of those lullaby songs that she kept singing, and I love that. I am a sucker for consistent and repetitively used lullaby songs. It's why I love Kobato. But yeah, I couldn't bring out my phone. I was too scared of it falling into the water and becoming one of Mutya's little thingamabobbers and joining her collection. So I had to just sit there staring at the sea, sometimes looking over at my colleagues who would sometimes get up to take a picture. Like sometimes I'd like feel a little silly and like peek my hand outside the window to get like a splash of wave every so often. A lot of regret on that. The force of these things and the crashing waves on my spindly little tiny little hand. Terrible combination. It didn't hurt, but you felt it. Like the sea is beautiful, I'll be honest. Like it's absolutely gorgeous, and sometimes it's amazing that it was just a hop skipping away in a sense. But yeah, you could only look at the water for so long. When we got to the venue, it was an outdoor activity, so it was a lot of running around under the heat of the sun. It was taking pictures of a lot of people talking, and it had to be timed just right because everyone was against the light. It's because everyone wanted to be shaded under the heat of the sun, so everyone was just against the light, and I was just like I appreciate that they were all like I get it. Like you don't want to be under the heat of the sun. I just wish I had a better camera so that and I actually understood how ISOs work, so that everyone didn't have to be so against the light most of the time. There were so few pictures that I was able to use from that event. It was unfortunate. So, a few days of indoor activities, mental exhaustion. Second to the last day, outdoor activity, and the constant fear of falling into the ocean, both mental exhaustion and physical exhaustion. But the physical exhaustion from the outdoor activity was enough to knock me out during the ride home, like the boat ride back to the resort. Which means I didn't have to worry about fearing for my life since I was asleep. Now, the last day was clear from any more work activities. It was supposed to be R&R. It was supposed to be a mental health break, because the day after that was gonna be going back home. It was just gonna be a flight home. Now, this is the last day of the trip. They said that if we wanted to do some stuff, we gotta schedule it around these times, because on a specific time, specifically in the afternoon, we were going on a different island for a different type of R&R. So, if we were gonna do anything, we had to plan it for that morning. That morning, we had the amazing idea of going hiking. It was a strange, I do this all the time. When I get to somewhere new, I have to at least get my office's money's worth. Like, everything's gonna, if it's gonna be free, or if it's gonna be like reimbursed, or if I don't have to pay as much as I would have if I had to pay for the entire trip myself, like, I'm gonna spend a little. I'm gonna try out the sites as much as I could. It's why I always go to arcades when I do my other usual trips. And when I do go to arcades during those trips, it's mostly because it's gonna be based on city. If it's reimbursed, spending the company money. Exactly. So what if registration cost 100 pesos per person? So what if the entrance fee to the mountain is like 100 pesos per person? The entire trip costs like 6,000 a piece, 6,000 a person. More than, if you count like the flight tickets, the food. Like, I would be spending easy more than 5 digits if this was all just a personal trip. What's 100 pesos? So I paid the entrance fee along with some of my other colleagues who haven't gone hiking to that particular place yet. And from nearly the crack of dawn up to when the sun was at its peak, we climbed a mountain. It was an amazing climb up the mountain, extremely exhausting. I could not feel my legs for like the following days. But even like while we were climbing, at some point my legs were going numb. My muscles were screaming at me. I so rarely feel my muscles screaming at me. That was one of them. It was a strange like thing to do. I could have given up at any point. No one would have shamed me. It's never too late to bail. I personally stand by that belief. Thank you, Steven Universe. But I wanted to finish it. I wanted to get to the peak. I wanted to get at the highest point you can get on that mountain. I started this. I'm gonna finish it. And I did. And I was not better from it. Like, my goodness, I didn't eat breakfast. I was aware that we were gonna be going on a different location by the end of it, so I packed all of the things I needed. I was climbing that mountain with my camera, with my laptop, with a bunch of other stuff that I thought I would need on the other place we were going to. I was carrying more weight than I should have climbing that. I had like 1 bottle of water at best. A colleague brought lollipops for some reason, probably for sugar. Like that was peak ignorant tourist thing to do. Like, why did I do that? You climb a mountain. You brought your entire office with you. Why would I do that? I was so exhausted. I wasn't even thinking. Like, I thought, oh, it should be fine. We're climbing a mountain. How bad could it be? It was bad. It was so bad. I got up that mountain feeling accomplished for like a good 10 seconds. There was like a rail. There's like rails at the edge to like, safety and all that. I took a picture sitting on those rails. Because at this point, why not? At that point, why not? Like, who even gives a flip anymore? I got all the way here. I'm gonna take interesting shots. I'm gonna take interesting pictures. All those pictures you guys see everywhere of just standing in front of a sign with the name of the place on it, boring, basic, done and dusted. You want an interesting picture? Go on the rails of a mountain and sit on it. Pretend you're falling or something. I don't know. Don't actually fall. Like, if you do fall, that's a skill issue on your part. But I'm saying, You can tell how exhausted I was on that trip. My mental fortitude was really down the toilet. It was below sea level at this point. So yeah, I got up the mountain, finished up the rest of my bottled water. Maybe I think I finished my bottled water like ages ago, and then I got a new one. I can't remember at this point. Got down the mountain. Thought, oh, maybe I still have time for breakfast, as it's high noon. And then got called that we were the only ones missing from the colleagues, and that if we don't come back to the resort right now, we were gonna get left behind. So I had to skip breakfast, which is quite sad because I was only aiming for like cup noodles at that point. Won't do that. I have major IRL skill issue. Thank you. Actually, yes. Please don't do that. Actually, no one do that. That's just a me thing. I was just so tired at that point. My thought process did not make sense at all. I could welcome in. We're talking about the shrimp story, but more context. So be warned. So I missed breakfast that day. And yo, look at him! I think he's using Ari's horns as like a placeholder for his squid ear thing. I don't know what you call it. What do you call those squid ear things, Squid? See, Nick, look at Quid. He's got the itty bitty octo baby because he redeemed it. He doesn't have any of the other outfit placeholders that he also redeemed, but hi, Dingo. Yeah, he probably doesn't have the shards actually. Quid, can you do exclamation point shards for me? You have more than enough. You could buy the Onikabuto and the freaking Song of Broken Pines. What is this? Wait, can you wear them at the same time? I'm not actually sure. Pretty sure you can. Those are different items. Yeah, you can, but you won't. Boo. Nick did not need as that much bullying, I'll be honest. I just teased him once and he immediately went, sure, I'll spend 3,000 shards. I don't mind going broke from this fake currency. Quid, however, Quid does things on his own. I'm pretty sure he would do it if I actually specifically ask. Which actually scares me, so I'm gonna drop this topic now. Moving forward. So we went to that other island. This is a completely different island from where we went to from the outdoor activity. So we rode on a different sort of actually no, I think it was a similar speedboat, just a different flavor. Enjoy the shadows, Quid. Pat pat. So we went to that specific island. It was a different kind of resort from the resort we were staying at. And we just hung out. I was so exhausted. I couldn't even enjoy the beach. It was an amazing beach, by the way. The resort had like these bungalows on stilts on the sea, that was like on the sea floor, and the sea floor was so close you could see like sea urchins and coral and rocks and fish all just around, and it was really pretty. I was too exhausted and too hungry. I bought cup noodles from a nearby sari-sari store. It was not worth it. Do not buy like bring your own food. My goodness, it was not worth it. I feel like I don't remember how much it was exactly, but I remember feeling like if I had just eaten before I got here, I would not have even looked their way. The prices were insane. It was resort mentality. Like, oh my gosh, hello ads. Lovely to see you. It's pro tip. If you're gonna go, like, so long as you clean up after yourself, I don't see a problem with bringing your own food and drinks to places like these. Genuinely. Now, that was the afternoon. By the evening, we had to go eat dinner at one of our partners. So it's a different organization. It was one of our partners. It was one of our agency partners, and it was networking. It was an extension of goodwill. It was like the partner wanted to host dinner for all of us, show us the beauty of the islands and the beauty of the islands that you can consume. And the beauty of the islands that you can consume was a lot of fish and other sea creatures. Like, sea urchins. Lionfish. No, not lionfish. I don't think lionfish is one of them. I don't actually know what the fishes were there. But definitely a lot of crab. Definitely a lot of lobster. And definitely a lot of shrimp and sea mantis. Y'all remember the story of itty bitty tiny jig, grub season jig, like eating their first dish of bihon and shrimp. And I just ate the bihon, and already my tongue started itching, and my aunt, who is a nurse, said, "Oh, that is not the normal reaction for bihon. You're probably allergic to shrimp. So take this, citizen. Don't touch this meal. I'll cook you something else. Stay put." And I've seen allergic reactions. Even as a young child, I've seen allergic reactions. They were mostly peanut allergies. It was mostly Meet the Robinsons. I'm not sure I saw... Actually, now that I say that, I don't think I ever grew up seeing any other allergic reactions in cartoons aside for Meet the Robinsons. I can't remember. Meet the Robinsons. That scene with the peanut butter and jelly or something... It left such a mark in my brain. That's what happens when you get an allergic reaction? You gotta get stabbed with a syringe, or are you like implode into yourself? Dang. That was enough of a lesson for me. I did not touch shellfish for the rest of my life. Until that eventful evening with our agency partners in the islands. Ah, my goodness. Now okay, in my honest defense, I never saw sea mantis before. Well, that's a lie. The night before I went on my trip, my mom said that she was also going to the islands, and that their office there sent them a bucket load of sea mantis, and even like took pictures of it alive. But alive in the sense that they looked like this. Why were they in plastic bottles? Why? I couldn't see it properly, even though they were moving and scuttling about. Why were they in plastic? Why were they in the water? Why were they colored like that? It looks like flesh. It looks like squishy fish flesh. If you showed me this and told me it was an island delicacy, I'd believe you, because of course something weird is gonna be an island delicacy. Of course something weird is always gonna be a delicacy somewhere in the world. My brain didn't think it was a shellfish. Who looks at this and thinks shellfish? I mean, sure, if you're talking about this, or this one looks so adorable. Oh, how would you bear to eat that? Okay, this one looks like a lobster. God, goodness. If they showed me like these pictures, I'd immediately think shellfish, right? Like these look like shellfish, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Holy crud, look at these colors. Oh my goodness, Genshin, where are my creatures? Where are these creatures in the game? Is it too disgusting for some people? Like, these are beautiful. Holy crud. Anyway. I don't... I look at this and I see fish. I don't see the shell in this. And it's called a sea mantis. Of course I'm gonna think... Of course I'm not gonna... Like, you hear sea mantis. Then again... No, I'm going down on this ship. I made my bed. I'm lying on it. I will die on this hill. It did not look like a shellfish. So when I was at that company dinner and they were offering sea urchin, crab, lobster, boring fish, shrimp, and sea mantis, I thought in my exhausted, addled mind that I already rode a speedboat across several miles of water. I already climbed a freaking mountain to the top and made it back down. I shouldn't settle for boring ass fish. I should go for something new that's safe. Like boring ass fish, but not boring ass fish. I should try this sea mantis they were talking about. Because why the frick not? We are going to go on break. And I'll be back for the horrific part of the story after I get some water. See you all in a bit.